I studied a bunch of super high level games, watching a ton of pros, and today I'm leaking the top 5 best drop spots in the whole of Fortnite. Starting off with drop spot number 1, Brawler's Battleground. This is a brand new drop spot that has been added with the addition of Season 2, but by no means is this spot to be slept on. Coming in with a total of 25 normal chests and 4 of the brand new God chests, and 17 slurp barrels actually at the drop, and a load more around it. This is one of my personal favorite drops this season. It will have you walking away stacked with loot guaranteed. The spot also has a supply drop to call in as well, which is a great addition when leaving the POI. And after studying a bunch of pros at this spot, here is the best way to loot it, and this is the exact loot route that all the pros are following. So I think they must have made some sort of changes to this side of the map, because for some reason it says I haven't unlocked it. But what you want to do is actually land on the left side at this building right here, and when you land here you want to aim to try and go in the middle, somewhere around that middle area, because there actually is a chest spawn that we're looking for. The quickest way to get to it though is actually trying to come through here, and then you can go up and get this chest. Now it looks like this time we have been contested, so let's take him out. There we go, I managed to pick up that kill. But after picking up that chest, you want to come over to this middle chest, followed by the chest in this corner over here. And then there should be a few little bits of like loot spawns and just like things on the floor over here. And after you've got them, you want to build up to here. This time I was lucky enough to be able to get those jumpy things. And up here, we will get our first God chest, as well as 3 barrel spawns, guaranteeing you 30 HP straight away. After looting this up though, most players decide to come around this way to come and get all the loot spawns, so I'm going to be doing that as well. Come over here, get up a little bit of metal, and then it's kind of up to you on what you do next. I like to come over here personally and try and get my mats up. If you know you're contested by loads of people and you're in a tournament, you can potentially look to come down here and fight whoever's there. Or what I like to do is actually come over to this building here, just coming around this side. You've got 2 barrels here as well, which is what I personally come and grab, and that guarantees you 5 bits of shield. I usually ignore that chest and just come straight up to here where I can get this God chest. But it's kind of up to you once you pick up the first bit of loot over there on which sort of direction you're going to head into. I personally head over this way and grab all these chests, but it's solely up to you. And that's what I like about this drop spot so much. There we go, and I just finished looting the spot, and this is all the loot that I actually will be leaving with, which is pretty good. There was a chance to get a purple AR as well, but I'm currently testing out this hand cannon to see what it's like, as it has just been added into the game. But from here though, there's some really great rotation points coming in with Mount Olympus, as well as it just being in a good position for it not to get third party. And there we go, just like that, I managed to finish 8th place with 5 kills on that drop spot. So yes, it definitely is a very good spot to land at, and I 100% would recommend it. But drop spot number 2 actually has it all, as we head to the other side of the map to a drop spot that is very slept on, coming in with a total of 30 chests. That is 2 more chests than Lavish Lair and 13 more than Brawler's Battleground, which is probably one of my more favourite spots on this list, and that is actually Classy Court. I think its position on the map alone should sell this place without them going and showing 30 chests in it. But seriously, if you can master this spot, it is near enough impossible to lose the game. It will usually have 1 to 2 players max, but when I was going to check the best and quickest way to loot it, I actually had to go into, I think it's 3 or 4 games until someone contested the spot. So most of the time in tournament, you're not even going to be contested. It's a perfect drop spot for ranked. And of course, I had to watch the pros to show you the quickest way to loot it. And the player I actually watched to learn this was a tier 1 pro, so you best know we are getting the best loot route for this spot here. So it's actually really simple. What you want to do is obviously land at the main building. You see a lot of people when playing, they decide to land at like these other parts, like over here at the courts and stuff, or maybe this side building. And trust me, from watching the tier 1 pro, you're going to struggle if you're landing in them spots. Instead, what you actually want to do is try and learn the drop. I haven't actually mastered this spot yet, so I don't know it too well. But you want to land at the back part of the building on the floor loot spawns here, where the tables and chairs are. And let me show you. There we go. Okay, we managed to get a gun spawn there this time. And you want to just get these floor loot spawns. I think there's 2 of them in total. Then you want to go in, come to the left and there should be a chest as well as a floor spawn here. Looks like this player might try and fight us potentially. And then what you want to do is just mantle up here. Now, the loot route has been invaded a little bit by this guy who wants to fight us. There we go, managed to take him out. But once you're up here in this spot, all you want to do is just jump down here, grab this chest, and then grab these barrels here. And then you want to come through here, grab this chest, and then there also should be a few barrels out here to grab, so farm them. And then we're going to come back inside of the building. We're going to come up the stairs into here, farm down, and we'll be able to get this chest. Then from here, he actually leaves the rest of the building, and he actually heads over to the courts over this side. And then once he's here, he'll loot up all these floor spawns around here, as well as the chests. So we're just going to quickly loot all these up. And then from here, he goes around and he farms all the metal gates to get himself capped metal. Now, it doesn't actually take that long because these metal gates give you a ton of metal for farming them. So just got to go around. These wooden, like, bush things here also give you a ton of wood. So don't forget to farm them as well. And you can very, very easily get yourself capped on metal and wood. And then once you've done that, come over to this little part and you can loot this up. And this. And then we can finish off by looting this building, which doesn't take longer than 2 minutes. Grab this chest, and then bam, just like that. It's kind of up to you where you want to go from here. I like to come over to this rock and try and farm all this bricks up here. Obviously, I was quite fortunate to get a llama this time, so I don't need to worry too much about the bricks. And then this is actually in a perfect location to rotate to zone. Because it's on the edge of the map as well, you're most likely not going to get anyone coming in third party unless they're coming in from Lavish Lair, but more likely than not, they're going to just leave you alone. Now, that actually is a supply drop spawn as well, so I'm going to go and grab that on my rotate out. I'll fast forward this now to the end of the game. There we go. So I've just died in this game. Only managed to finish 50, which is a little bit disappointing, but we did manage to pick up 5 kills. So I suppose I can let myself off a little bit. I mean, all these games are being done in ranked matches as well, just so you guys can kind of see exactly what it's sort of like in a competitive environment, I suppose. Stop the video right there. We're on the road to 50k subscribers. Please support the channel by subscribing. It's free for you and it supports the channel out more than you could even imagine. And I promise you, if you subscribe, I will make more and more videos and make the quality better and better every single time you come back to the channel to help you get better at Fortnite. And that's a promise I'm willing to make. For drop spot number 3, I actually had to re-record this part because it was going to be the yacht, but Epic Games decided they was just going to randomly get rid of it. But no need to worry because I found a drop spot that has 2 god chests, 2 slurp trucks, and your guaranteed cap metal. You'd probably think I was talking about some sort of POI here, but I'm literally talking about a place that doesn't even come up on the map. So you're near enough guaranteed to be uncontested every single game. So this spot is actually found just below Mount Olympus, between Brawler's Battleground and Mount Olympus, and you will see it's not even on the map. It's literally just a grey piece of the mountain on the map, but when you look at it, you will see there's actually like a little building here. On the map, it's nothing even there. And this place is guaranteed a god chest, as well as potential to have 2 normal chests as well. So what you want to do is land on the god chest right here, grab this, grab the normal chest, and then come down here, farm up some of these rocks, because they give you so much brick. You can literally get yourself like 300, 400 brick right off the bat just from farming these bricks right next to the spot. Because these are giving you so much. Like, I'm farming this now and it's took me literally 10 seconds to farm, if that. And I've got 116 brick from it. Then from here, you want to head up the mountain. Try and not get killed by the guy up there for some reason. 120. So you want to keep going around this mountain. Pick up this brick as well. Then eventually you'll get to this like a little abandoned building with a like camping tent, this little area here. And this is where you're going to be guaranteed your 2nd god chest of the game, as well as a normal chest. It looks like I'm being pushed from this guy for some reason. So let's quickly eliminate him. And we managed to eliminate him. And from here, you actually want to go down this zip line and then head all the way down. And you're actually meant to go here because this is where the slurp trucks are, but it looks like it's contested this game. Let's quickly eliminate these players. There we go. I managed to eliminate the second guy. From here now, you're meant to come over, and there should be 2 slurp trucks here, but obviously someone's already grabbed them. And then all you want to do is just take a minute and farm all these different containers up, and what this will do is it will just cap you out on metal. If you see anyone at any of the spots, like the camping spot, or you see someone here, always fight them, because you're guaranteed going to have much better loot than the enemies are, just because of how good those god chests really are. So I've just finished mining all the containers right there, and I'm on 364 metal, pretty much cap brick, and then wood you can literally get from anywhere. And it's kind of up to you how you want to play. There's a lot of places around here, like this spot here, or if you want to go over here, where there's like a ton of chests. I think a lot of them even have like 15, 20 chests at them. And I mean, looking at this loot I've got now, I am in more than a comfortable position to fight them. If you want to go like a little bit further as well, you can even go all the way up to that mountain there, where you're going to find a launch pad on the top, which could just help you with some of your rotates. Anyways though, I will see you when I'm at the end of this game. So me and some guy have literally just both killed each other, so I've ended up finishing 9th this game. Honestly, I don't know what just happened. I killed him, he killed me. I guess the game is the game, it is what it is. But we managed to get quite a few points from that actually. And we got a 9th place finish with 4 kills. But drop spot number 4 is for those of you who want an even more low-key spot. I've got a little spot for some of those of you who just want a few chests, maybe a little more of a low-key spot, and want to 100% guarantee they make it off spawn every single game. And this spot is actually called Pantheon Path. It will be on screen now with all the chests, etc. But I think the easiest way to show you this spot is just by hopping in a game and just going through it. So it's actually located to the left of Mount Olympus. This has some great pushing possibilities in terms of getting yourself a medallion. When I landed Baller's Battleground, I was able to push the Mount Olympus guy and get the medallion as well. But this spot is going to be even more low-key than Baller's Battleground. It doesn't necessarily have the most chests in the world, but trust me, don't overlook this spot. It's a guaranteed god chest if you land on this side here where I've landed. The NPC nearly gave me the scare of my life. But when I was watching pros to see how they looted this spot, one thing I realised is that literally no one was landing here. I think I went into about 5 or 6 games, and literally I couldn't find anyone that landed at this spot. So you're going to be near enough uncon every single time. And look at this loot. This loot I've got at the moment is already better than the loot I had at Classy Courts. You can see the potential already with this spot. I actually am going to try W key that guy. But you can see this loot is actually very good for literally just 1 or 2 chests. There we go, and I managed to pick up a kill. I mean, the actual pushing ability of this place in terms of the areas you could push to is actually crazy. So I reckon I'm going to go push him as well. And most of these places around here, they're not even going to have as good loot as you do with that god chest. So they're definitely worth pushing, especially in ranked. And a lot of the players around here as well are just like really bad players. Like this guy. See, he's literally just trying to run away from me. He doesn't want to fight me at all. And there we go. Managed to pick up another kill. Heading back to the drop spot again. It looks like there's another player who's come to loot it up. Another 2 players look to come loot it up. And a flying car? There we go. And even though this appears like one of the most passive spots probably on this whole list, it by far definitely isn't. Boom. And unfortunately, we did get eliminated using the wings. But I mean, you can see in terms of a rank drop spot, this is solid in terms of getting kills on those players that land on the outskirts. I mean, you could play more passive. You're going to come out with some great loot. Those god chests are just so good for loot this season. And again, even from just 4 kills, we managed to go up 18%. So definitely don't overlook that spot, even as a W key spot. But last but not least, moving on to a drop spot number 5. Now, for drop spot number 5, what if I told you there was a drop spot with 63 chests? Yes, I did not make a mistake. You heard that right. 63 chests. Of course, we had to save the best till last. But what if I told you it hardly ever gets contested, and when it does, it will only get contested by the absolute maximum of about 3 players. You probably think I'm being silly, right? 63 chests for a spot that most likely isn't going to get contested. Well, this spot actually has 12 barrels in the spot and a further 5 right next to it, and it's called Snooty Steppers. Once you learn this spot, it is single-handedly one of the best drop spots on the whole of the map. Even though it's been in the game for a couple seasons, it is now probably better than it ever has been before, just because the players compared to the actual loot you're going to get, it's just absolutely crazy off the scales. I even did a whole YouTube video where I landed there every single game in ranked for 20 games and leaked everything I learned about the spot, but even with my knowledge of the spot, I went back and watched the pros to learn the exact loot route that all the pros are following. So I'm in the game now, and of course, the pros only went and landed at the main building. Now, when the medallions were here, this main building I definitely would have said no to, but now the medallion's gone, this main building is absolutely class. Make sure you're careful of this player, because if he gets an AR, he might just absolutely destroy you. But as you can see, no one has landed here. And for the amount of chests you're going to get, that is absolutely crazy. So the pro player actually landed down at this spot, picked up the floor loot here. He headed into the vault and got all the loot round here before making his way upstairs to grab this chest as well as the 3 barrel spawns, guaranteeing him 30 shield straight away right off the bat. And then from here, he kind of just made his way around the building. He came over towards this dining area, grabbed this chest, and just sort of made his way through, came in here, and he actually took all of these like shield mushrooms and stuff that came out just to give himself a little bit of extra shield. And then you just want to mine upwards, grab this chest, and then from here we're just going to carry on looting, just going around the building. Make sure not to miss out on any of the chests, and then make sure you also farm into the roof area as well, and just grab all the different chest spawns. And then once you're in the roof here as well, there's also another further 3 barrels, so we haven't actually had to use any shield at all. We've managed to cap our shield out just from all the little barrels and mushrooms and stuff. And then once you've managed to fully finish looting the building, all you want to do is come down and loot these 2 houses here. These were also in his loot route. Grab this and then just farm down. Make sure to come down into this sort of underneath basement hidden area thing here, and then into this other building. Then once he managed to finish looting both of these buildings, he actually then started to make his way over to here to pick up more loot, and he went his way all the way around Snooty. Obviously he couldn't pick up all the chests because there's only so many chests you can get with the time you have. If you're in zone in like a tournament or something, you could definitely make your way through, get all the chests and everything. But I mean, just for a ranked match, I'm just going to go around, loot this building, and maybe one more, and then I'm going to make my exit and go towards the weather station when that spawns in. There we go. So it has just spawned in. I mean, we definitely was quite unfortunate in regards of the loot we got at this spot. I mean, I could go back and loot up a little bit more if I cared loads about getting really good loot, but we're going to push for the game. I'm going to get this radio tower, and I'll keep you updated once I've got to the end. So I just finished that game there, and definitely not the best game in the world. Couldn't really run into many players. For some reason I was struggling to find people, so just the 2 kills that game and the 7th place finish. We go up a few points. I hope from this video you was able to find a drop spot that you really like. Anyways, I do respond to all comments, so make sure to ask any questions or any comments down below on drop spots that you may have, or any questions you have in general. And then make sure also, if you enjoyed this video, to like and subscribe, as it helps out the channel more than you can imagine. If you like this video, you may also like this video on screen now.